What is the most insane concept for a video game that you can think of off the top of your head right now? Super 3D Noah's Ark? Hatred? Farming Simulator? I've never played Farming Simulator, but... You just farm? After some deep meditation on the issue, hear me out. Cookie Clicker. I mean, what the fuck is Cookie Clicker? There's no winning in Cookie Clicker. You just click and get a cookie. Click, click, click. It's pointless. Now I know what you're thinking. So, how do we fix it, as if Cookie Clicker isn't an already perfect game? And after doing a bunch of drugs, I thought, hey, what if we added a story? Now that's a good start to fixing it, but how do we improve it from there? The obvious answer: vampire hunting, aliens, robots, we make it a dating simulator, and we add an NSFW DLC, of course. I present Crush Crush, which is all of those things and more. You could date a bear in this fucking game. So after I began my research into what I quickly decided was the greatest designed game of all time, I decided to play 1,000 hours, obviously, because if you're not dedicated to a joke, what's the point? And 1,000 hours is a lot of hours, and a lot of people don't even have that in their favorite game. I do, clearly, because Crush Crush is my favorite game, and also it requires that many hours to get the full scope on the glory that is Crush Crush. The game starts with you, who's described as a 4'2" white blobbish marshmallow thing who can change their gender at will, as God intended. Our story begins by meeting Cassie, who has the most annoying line in the game, and she's gonna say it all the fucking time. We meet Cassie by crashing our bike into her and heavily injuring her, as you meet most women. But the good news is, she's our first love interest, and also we can see what size her bust is. Now we begin the process of romancing her by clicking on her, giving her gifts, and taking her on dates. As we progress, this is when Cassie tells us we need to get a fucking job and a hobby in order to move forward. Shortly after we meet Cassie, we meet Mio by destroying her score in the arcade. And shortly after that, we meet Nutaku, who burst through a wall while we were playing porn games, as you meet most women. For the next couple hundred hours, you'll do the same thing with every woman you meet. And much like real life, the best way to get a girlfriend is to give a homeless woman a shell and work at a cleaning company. As we've continued on, we meet the worst character, Beverly. But it's okay because in the end, she turns into a bad bitch. And it's also okay because we meet the best character, Bonnabelle. But in order to unlock the next set of girls, we have to be higher in all of our stats. So we wait. We go max out Beverly instead. But now we get impatient with this, because in order to max out the prereqs, which we need to max out Beverly, which requires full level on the zoo job, it'll take 864 days. To max out legal, it takes 1.8 million. Who fucking decided that? Who thought this was okay? Who said? And this is about the point where we open up Cheat Engine, because I am a criminal. Near the end, we meet Karma and Sutra, who keep alluding to the Dark One coming, but it's okay, when she does come, we're gonna romance her anyway, because Crush Crush. So after we get Karma and Sutra to lover status, we meet Copernicus and the Dark One. So then we cheat through the rest of the game. We're given two choices: save the world from destruction in exchange for your life, or sacrifice Copernicus and keep playing the game. Now, because this took me 1,000 fucking hours, I have to go back and ask the question from earlier. Who fucking decided that? So I decided to reach out to the people who actually made the game, but they told me they're too busy to deal with me, so I decided to make it someone else's problem instead. Hello.
Hello there. My name's Jake, but I go by Tout online. My hours in the game, I have about 13,300.
What has intrigued you about Crush Crush that has caused you to do this to yourself?
It's a game of culture, I will say that. It's opened my eyes to a world I didn't know existed.
Who's your favorite girl and why?
Oh, that's a hard-hitting question. But here recently, I've been leaning more towards, honestly, Beverly.
That's the my next question is, who is the worst girl? And that's my answer.
Honestly, worst girl's probably Quill. Cassie is a close second.
In the most philosophical way possible, can you tell me why Crush Crush is the greatest game of all time?
I don't think my brain's built to play like that. I'm a Crush Crush player. Crush Crush is like a fine wine. It's great when you're down, and it's great when you're up. The end.
With your knowledge of Crush Crush, how do you intend to solve the Israel-Palestine crisis?
I am a firm believer that chesticles will unite everyone.
My last question is a question from a fan that reads, this game is ultra degenerate. Have you ever met a real woman? Can you answer that for me?
I don't know about that one. That I didn't sign up for that one. Does family members count?
No.
Oh, then no.
But let's say that titties aren't your thing, and you prefer something a little more masculine. And that's okay, because they make an alternative game called Blush Blush, which is exactly what you think it is.